Jakes, the problem for a lot of investors at home is that they've done well to hide in fixed income this year, and they're still unable to find reasons what would trigger off that big rally in equities which will generate better than fixed income returns over the next 12 months.
Well, I think, very difficult to say where the trigger comes from, but one of the things I can definitely say as a fallout of this currency move, and assuming for a moment this is a ratcheting up of the US dollar and not just a short-term spike in it, because relatively speaking amongst global majors, I think, we'd gone through a period of almost 18 months where people questioned the reserve status of, the global standard, if you will, of the US dollar. And given all that's happening in Europe and this move in gold, which seems to have, to my mind at least, played out, people may be returning to the US dollar as safe haven in some sense, and the US T-bills, especially the long end of it. The treasury bonds in the long end of it. But in that context, one of the immediate fallouts will be that since talk of a quantitative easing have gone, the last refuge for people who are speculating in commodities seems to have been removed, which essentially means that, especially in the context of these headwinds of growth worldwide, and that easy money no longer will be available for moving into commodities, I think you could have a very sharp sell-off. Copper led the commodity rally on the way up, and I think it's already started. It's at a one-year low. It's leading the commodity sell-off on the way down. And my own sense is that gold is now down about 10% from its peak of 8 to 10%. Gold may have much lower percentage fall, but I think the one that will really take it on its chin will be crude. And in that, I think the Brent and NYMEX differential, my call is that it would actually narrow pretty significantly. So it wouldn't surprise me over the next, let's say, 2-3 months if the Brent crude came off by 10 to 15% and started trading in the mid-90s rather than in the 110 range which has been trading. And that, to my mind, could be a big significant positive, at least as a support for the Indian markets. I'm not saying any of these will necessarily trigger off a bull run, don't get me wrong. I think the world needs to stabilize, and that process is going on. But as the US slowly kind of tends to get its act together, and China continues appreciating its currency and becomes more and more not a producer to the world but a consumer of world goods, I think you will have some structural movement of money into emerging markets, where I think India will be a beneficiary. The fact that we have underperformed so heavily this year will act as a good entry point for many people, and the rupee at 48 plus levels clearly offers the kind of advantage even on a currency basis. So I think there are reasons to believe that you could, if you wait it out, make money. Is there an immediate sort of solution? The answer is no. But these things, tend to be much faster than we expect things to play out, because the world moves much faster than we think. But I think the real thing, real important message that I'd like to sort of, take for myself and what I think is important to communicate is that crude could take it on its chin big time, and I think Brent could come off much more than we bargained for it so far.
It's always difficult to call it, Jakes, but are you getting a sense of the market in terms of levels on whether or not it's likely to consolidate around here, whether we've got a bit more by way of drop down to go before we can, make that move at recovering somewhat?
It's impossible for me to make a call as to, for a long time through the course of the year, I thought 5200 was sacrosanct. Now it seems that, that's obviously been blown out of the window. We saw much lower levels. I think it's pointless making those guesses, if you will. I think many of the index heavyweights seem to have found their feet at current levels. So I think, current levels, give or take maybe a couple of 100 points, maybe 4800, 4850 on the Nifty, could act as a strong support. But to me, that's less relevant than the fact that if the currency continued to depreciate the way it did, I think will it spook a lot of foreign investors? I think is the real issue. I think we need some stability, and we've opened up a new flank of weakness, which is the currency market, while at the same time having established a much stronger valuation floor, if you will, for the market. So I think it's difficult to make a call. This is not a domestic problem. This is not a domestic retail mutual fund redemption kind of problem. In fact, when I meet my mutual fund clients, or mutual fund managers, they seem relatively more calm. Worried, yes, but relatively more calm than a number of these foreign investors we talk to, who clearly are spooked by the dollar rupee move. So I think at any point in time, we need to see what is the center of plate as far as the market worries are concerned. And I think the clear center of plate right now is the most ill-understood, most ill-tracked worry of them all, which is the currency market. And I think that, to my mind, is the big challenge today. It's not a stock market issue. It's not, I think the real issue is the currency issue. And if there is an overshoot, it creates more panic. If the intervention is good and successful, and all Asian central banks, by the way, are intervening in their currencies. So I think the big takeaway really is the currency market. That's where the focus should be.
We won't talk about too many stocks today, Jakes, but just want to ask you, since you keep an eye on the shipyard space, what you've made of this continuing controversy on the Mazagon Dock deal with Pipavav and the way other companies, shipyard companies, have been crying foul. Where do you think it's headed?
We are slightly conflicted in talking about it, Udayan, because one or more of these companies are are clients of ours. Forget the investment side; that's different. Are clients of ours, and I think it will be impossible for me to comment on it. But I think the points have been made very simply on by various companies, or at least by media excerpts, if you will. But we'd find it difficult to talk about this. I'd like to, in a sense, recuse myself from this particular thing.
Okay, thanks very much for joining in as always. That's Jakes with his thoughts on the market. 5047 is where we are on the Nifty. It's been a quiet morning of trade with a downward bias.